Hello everyone, and welcome to the STARBASE tutorial on mounted weapons and turrets. I hope you're having a good day. I know I am, and so let's just dive right into this. So, every mounted weapon will have four main parts. Now this can vary from weapon to weapon, but for most, it's like this. You have your barrel, your mounted weapon body, your structure, which is what holds the ammo, and then your ammo, which is self-explanatory. So you'll put these parts together. And then to use the mounted weapon, you'll put it onto a fixed weapon mount. There are two different kinds of fixed weapon mounts, each shown here. One can only hold one mounted weapon, the other can hold two. So that is how you mount them. You want these little ovals. So on the mounted weapon body, you'll find those two ovals. You want to match them up with what's on the weapon mount. That will allow you to fire. For example, on this, those ovals are into the fixed weapon mount meant for one and are attached to a device base. This will let you fire the weapon perfectly. So, these are laser weapons right here, but there are also different types of mounted weapons. So, we have the autocannon. It has the same four parts: barrel, mounted weapon body, the structure, and ammo. It fires bullets in a spread. Then we have the plasma thrower. So, same four parts, and it fires plasma. It's pretty self-explanatory, but um, the same four parts as well. So the railgun is different from all of the others, though. This can only fit on one of the large mounted weapon bodies. It won't fit on one of the small ones. And you place it like so, right in there. So for a railgun, you have more than just the four parts. You have the barrel. And then this is different. You have a specific rail cannon body. You're not using the mounted weapon body in this. You are using the rail cannon body. Then you have your rail cannon ammo structure. Now, this has a lot more slots on it than any other of the ammo structures. In this, you will put the ammo on top, and then in machinery and turrets, you'll find utility turret ammo. You'll want to put four of these on two on either side, and that will allow the rail cannon to fire. And those are all of the mounted weapons currently in Starbase. Next, we'll go on to turrets. So with turrets, you have to start with a turntable. This allows rotation on the turret and is almost necessary in every single one. Then you'll go to the cradle. There are two different kinds of cradles. There is the basic cradle and the advanced cradle. The basic cradle is not meant to have a seat on it. The controller will not be on the turret, it will be somewhere else. Now, in the advanced, the player will be controlling the turret from here, or you can modify it however you like, but that's a little bit more difficult. And then you'll put the weapons on the outside, but on the basic turret, you'll put the weapons just on the inside. So here are a couple of those turrets. So, on the basic turret, on the basic cradle, you just put in the two weapons, and that's it. Then you just have to assign turret pitch and turret rotation to a different control space, and it will work perfectly. Then, with the advanced, you do have to have a controller somewhere. Preferably, with these, you put the person right on the turret. It allows for better aiming. And you just use a control seat. Now, the control table is optional. You can find other ways to control this, like having arm spaces and then putting the levers right there, but I prefer to just have a control table. So, when you're configuring a turret like this, you'll notice on every single cannon, on the barrel is mounted weapon fire. Now, this is what will actually shoot. If you have assembled the structure properly, that is what will let you shoot. Now, usually what you want to do is you want to rename this, and you want to rename it to shoot. In Starbase, there is an automatic configuration in your commands that shoot is spacebar. So it's best to just rename it to shoot if you have only one turret on your on your ship or station. Now, this was already renamed to chute as well. And so what you'll want to do is you'll have two levers, preferably. That's simple that way. And you'll have them named to turret rotation, all one word, and turret pitch, all one word. And that corresponds to the cradle and the turret base. And then you'll also want to have a button. This button in this instance is named chute, and that corresponds to each of the cannon barrels. So next, we'll go on to an actual demonstration. So, when you spawn in, you'll want to get into the seat, and then so you can move up and down. So this is the pitch, and then you'll have the rotation. And then chute, I only renamed this barrel in this instance, so it only shoots the left weapon. Since those are still mounted weapon fire, they will not shoot. But what you can do in YOLOL is directly go up to them and order them to fire. Now, when it comes to placing these turrets on any of your ships, what you can do is you can actually use two different kinds of device bases. So, here, this one is using a large hardpoint, but you can also use a small hardpoint. It doesn't really matter for the turret as long as it's connected to one of these and to the rest of your ship. Now, there are a couple of things that you'll want to keep track of. So, in every weapon, there is heat. You want to keep track of that because that way you'll know when you won't be able to fire. Another helpful thing to keep track of is your stored ammo. So you can rename it to however you want, but it's a handy thing to keep track of just so you know you're not going to run out of bullets or you'll have to stop firing. And then in some cases, you'll also want to make sure that you have enough power in your ship. So it's handy to have little displays that will display those on your terminals. And finally, the most important thing is to make sure that these are cabled up. So you need to have cabling to power all of these weapons. They don't need piping, but they do need cabling. And that pretty much concludes the mounted weapon tutorial. If you feel I left anything out, leave a message in the comments and I'll be sure to address it. And if you liked this and you want to look forward to more, then follow me on Twitch and subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.